Hello. Hello. I'm sorry if I'm just adjusting my angle for camera. Yes. Hello and welcome from Hoboken Public Library and Culture Cool. My name is Bhavna. I'm here again with another session on easy vegetarian cooking. So I hope everybody's doing fine and some of you are trying the recipes we are cooking in our vegetarian sessions. So if you tried any recipes, feel free to share with Hoboken Public Library's Facebook page. And Hoboken Public Library's doors are temporarily closed, but they are doing a lot of live sessions for all ages. So if you need more details, go on Hoboken Public Library's Facebook page or go on hobokenpubliclibrary.org. So you will find all upcoming events over there. And today's session is about another simple vegetarian dish, yet another very popular item of the restaurant menus. It's called chana masala. So let's check out what do we need to prepare this dish. Here we go. So the main ingredient of this dish is the chickpeas. So here I have the chickpeas which are soaked about 8 hours. But if you are not using raw chickpeas, you can use 2 cans of 16-ounce chickpeas, the canned ones. So this I soaked 1.5 cup of chickpeas up to 8 hours in room temperature water, and then we need to boil these. And the other ingredients what we are going to use for the recipe, let me show you. So when we are boiling these chickpeas, I am going to put 2 tea bags into it and 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. That is for boiling these chickpeas. And other than that, let me show you what ingredients we will be using. So here you see some whole spices we are going to be using. If you have it handy, the whole spices gives really good flavor. If you don't have it handy, don't worry. If you add onion, tomatoes, ginger, garlic, salt, it will anyways come out good. So for the whole spices, I am going to be using about 2 inches of cinnamon stick, 2 whole cloves, about 5 black peppercorns, half teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 2 teaspoon of coriander powder, half teaspoon of red chili powder, half teaspoon of dry mango powder, or if you have pomegranate powder, that is also available in Indian grocery stores, you can use half teaspoon of pomegranate powder. And at the end we will be adding half teaspoon of garam masala powder, and this is asafoetida. So we will be using a pinch of asafoetida. This gives a wonderful flavor. And yes, on to our whole spices, we are going to be using 2 bay leaves. And other than that, we will be using, I said 2 medium size of tomatoes in the recipe, but mine were really small, so I'm going to use 3 small tomatoes. And in this recipe we need 2 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. So if you have ready-made ginger garlic paste, you can use that. Otherwise, I usually prefer to crush fresh ginger and garlic. That gives even more flavor to the dish, so I will be crushing it fresh. And yes, we will need 1 medium size onion, which let me get that. Here I will be using 1 medium size of red onion. The red onion is more preferable in this recipe compared to the other yellow or white sweet onions. The red onion gives a better flavor to this dish. So these are the ingredients and this fresh cilantro to garnish our dish. So let's begin. The first thing is I am going to use a pressure cooker to boil these chickpeas. So here is my pressure cooker and I'm going to put these 1.5 cup chickpeas which I soaked up to 8 hours, and after soaking the yield gets double. So these are now 3 cups of chickpeas here, and into this I'm going to put 2 tea bags. Now if you are using canned chickpeas, then you can separately boil 1 cup of water with 2 cups of tea bags. So make like a strong tea and then add that into the recipe when you are cooking the spices and all. So for now this is 2 tea bags, and I am going to add 1 teaspoon of salt into this. So here 1 teaspoon of salt, and into this I am going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin powder too. So where is my cumin powder? Okay, I get it. This cumin powder gives very good flavor when you add it while boiling. This goes in there, and into this we will be adding 2 cups of water. One and 2. Now let's just close the lid, and it goes on the stove for 5 to 6 whistles. Here, and while these chickpeas are boiling, we will do more preparation for our masala. So for that, here I have my masala plate ready, but I do need to chop onion and tomatoes and ginger garlic. So here is the oil. Okay, so the first thing I am going to grate these big garlic cloves here, which will make it like, we need to have it like 2 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste mix. So according to the size of garlic cloves, you can choose how many garlic pods you need. I'm going to keep garlic separate because I'm going to roast garlic few more seconds than the ginger. So that's why I like to crush it separately. But it's totally fine if you use the ready-made ginger and garlic paste. That's okay. You can see I got about 2 teaspoons mixed of ginger, like 1 teaspoon of ginger and 1 teaspoon of garlic. And now I am going to chop my 1 medium size of onion. So this onion we should do like fine chop. half of my onion is cut, and parallelly I'm going to turn on gas stove so my pan gets heated up. And into that pan I am going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. Any oil, whatever you use for your cooking. 2 tablespoons of oil. Let this get heat up till we cut half of the other onion. Onions are ready, and let me bring my camera close to the pan so that you can have a better view. Okay. And now let's bring our whole spices first. So in the hot oil I will be adding 2 bay leaves and about 2 inches of cinnamon, 2 cloves and 5 black peppercorn. If you want to add any additional whole spice you can add it, and like I have the mixture of garam masala, so that has like a multiple spices into it. So if I'm missing any whole spice, that powdered garam masala will give the flavor to it. And also if you don't want to do all this spices individually, if you are going to the Indian grocery store, you can find the chana masala powder, a ready-made cardboard box. So then you can avoid all these powdered spices and use the chana masala powder instead. Okay, now oil looks ready, and into this first thing I am going to add these bay leaves, and then these cinnamons, cloves and black peppercorn, and I'm going to cover it because sometimes the black peppercorn and the cloves, they get a little pop in there. And into this I will be adding now 1 pinch of asafoetida. It's a very fragrant spice. It's mainly used in, we don't use this in all of our cooking, but especially in the grains and pulses we use. So here goes the asafoetida, and next we are going to add cumin. Into this, now the first thing I'm going to pop some garlic, and when the garlic roasted a couple of seconds, then I'm going to add the ginger into it. So then the raw smell of garlic will go, and it will give a wonderful aroma to the dish. And now it's, you can see the garlic is already turned gold. Now I'm adding ginger and onion. There's the onion. So now we need to saute these onions till it gets little translucent. Okay, so the chickpeas are getting boiled, and we need to cook the chickpeas up to 5 to 6 whistles so that it gets nice and soft. And now let this onion get roasted, and we will chop tomatoes. So I am using fresh tomatoes here, but if you want, you can use canned tomatoes also, or the tomato sauce or tomato puree. If you are using tomato sauce, use half a cup of tomato sauce. I am roasting onions, and parallelly we are going to cut tomatoes. Tomatoes also I am going to chop into small pieces so that they cook quickly. Okay, so these chickpeas are going to give us whistles, but I am going to turn that flame to medium so that they get cooked nicely. And then otherwise, you know, when you keep it on high flame all the time, then it gives you whistle really quick and the chickpeas are not boiled soft enough. So it's really important to have the chickpeas boiled properly. And meanwhile, I am checking on my onions. This dish requires a good amount of tomatoes. If you are using fresh, make sure you use enough, or if you are using canned tomato sauce, then you use half a cup of it. Okay. The onion looks translucent now. And let me move camera closer. They're slightly golden and translucent. So at this point we are going to add our dry spices so that they get a little toast with the heated oil and onion. So let's add our dry spices into this. So the first thing I'm going to add coriander powder, and let's just stir in for a little bit, because when the coriander powder gets roasted, it gives a wonderful aroma. So you will know like when to add another ingredient. You will smell it very good. Okay. We don't have to cook it like very long, just for a couple of seconds so that this gets the most heat out of the onions and oil. And then we are going to add half teaspoon of red chili powder. Now you see two more things left: the dry mango powder or anardana powder, whatever you are using, and the garam masala powder. This goes at the end when the chickpea curry is ready. Now let's just mix the red chili powder, and into this we are going to add finely chopped tomatoes. And I'm going to add about 1/8 of salt into this, so that it, look at this, I'm taking half of 1/4 because we already add salt while boiling chickpeas. So this just a little bit to help these tomatoes to get cooked faster. While sauteing these tomatoes, let's talk a little bit about the chickpeas. So these chickpeas are a wonderful source of protein for vegetarian. It's such a good amount of protein and fibers it carries, which is really good for vegetarian people. It provides the required percentage of protein if you include in your diet. And this was actually the chickpeas, like about 16th centuries, the chickpeas were originally produced in Central Asia, and then later on they were brought to India by Europeans. They started farming of chickpeas in India when they came, and slowly it got so much of popularity in northern and central part of India. So this chana masala is one of the top 5 vegetarian dishes in northern India, and it's a very versatile curry which is served with different types of breads. The names of the breads in northern India, especially the state of Punjab in India, this is most popular curry for vegetarians. So they do serve it with naan, as you know, either garlic naan or plain naan. Also there is another flat bread is called kulcha. That makes it wonderful brunch meal, the chana masala with kulcha. This chana masala also have another name, it's called chole also. So if you read in the restaurant menu, usually it says chole kulche. And another fermented bread which is deep fried, that is called batura. That is also a wonderful combination and a perfect meal for brunch. Other than that, it's served with chapatis, parathas, cumin rice. Very versatile curry which you can serve with so many things. And this onion tomato masala looks ready, almost ready. But you'll be wondering, my chickpea is still not ready because I turned the gas to the medium so that it doesn't make the noise while we are cooking. So for the backup, I have pre-boiled chickpeas which I am going to be using into this dish. So I'm just trying to smash tomatoes a little more. This looks ready, and you will see the mixture of onion tomato. It will start losing the sides of the pan. You see the oil will be bubbling on the sides. So that is a sign that your onion tomatoes are ready. Now instead of chopping the tomatoes, you can also make puree from fresh tomatoes and add that. And now let me bring my pre-boiled chickpeas. So here I have these pre-boiled chickpeas. You see the nice brown color that came with the tea bags which we added into the pressure cooker while boiling, and the texture of chickpeas, you can see it's like when you press, it's like mushy. So we have to cook the chickpeas up to that stage. And the 2 cups of water which we used for boiling, it's almost absorbed by the chickpeas, so we might need to add a little more extra water. Now I'm going to add these chickpeas here. There's a little bit water in there, but we might need to add a little more, so I am going to add about 1/4 cup of water into this. But remember, since we are running short of time, I'm going to take it out quickly from the stove once it boils. But if you have time, if you are not in rush, then on the simmer flame, let this chana curry cook for 10 minutes. Then the flavor is gonna be wonderful. And accordingly, you need to add a little more water. If you are cooking for 10 more minutes on simmer flame, you might need to add another 1/3 cup of water into this. And again, these dishes, when you serve them immediately, you don't require too much water. But if you plan to make it ahead for your next meal or any get together, then you need to add little extra water, because when they cool down, it gets a little thick. While our chickpeas are getting cooked, we need to chop our cilantro to garnish. And I will be using a little bit of ginger also. I'll just cut some ginger juliennes to garnish my dish. So okay, there is my knife, and here I'm looking for my smaller knife. Okay, because I just want to peel off this ginger. And let's cut into as thin as you can. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to make very thin juliennes of ginger. Now ginger tastes really good with chana masala, so yeah, make sure you have some ginger handy. If you don't have fresh ginger, then you can use dry ginger powder. Ginger and dry mango powder or the dry pomegranate powder is like main ingredient to give a good flavor to our chana masala. Okay, so the cilantro is chopped and the ginger juliennes are ready, and we will be checking on our chickpeas. Let's see if they are boiling. And look at that, these are boiling. So as I said, we are running short of time, so if they start boiling, that means they are cooked. But if you let it boil on the simmer flame for another 10 minutes, the flavors are going to be more absorbed in chickpeas. So at this point now I am going to add the 2 spices which we saved for the end. So first goes the dry mango powder and the half teaspoon of garam masala. Now this garam masala is a blend of multiple spices. You can find it in Indian grocery stores, which gives a wonderful aroma to the dish, and it makes it slightly spicy also. That's why I used very less red chili powder. So only half teaspoon of red chili powder I used and half teaspoon of garam masala powder. That will make it enough spicy. And then this chickpea curry chana masala or chole are ready to be served with your choice of bread. You can pick naan, you can pick kulcha, you can pick bhatura, or you can serve it with rice. So this is ready. Now let's plate it. Okay, I got my serving dish. I'm going to put it in there. So this, from 1.5 cup of raw chickpeas, the chana masala is enough for 4 servings. Okay, this is it, and I'm going to turn off the stove, and let's just garnish our chana masala. We are going to garnish it with some fresh cilantro. Now this fresh cilantro is very important ingredient for flavoring the dish at the end. It adds a little extra flavor and of course the beauty to the dish. And here I am going to add some ginger juliennes, and this chana masala is ready to be enjoyed with any kind of bread or rice. It's such a simple recipe for vegetarians to compensate the protein and fiber. I hope you enjoyed watching this session of chana masala. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you Hoboken Library for doing all these live events. And we will see you next week on Wednesday 4:30. And for any upcoming events, please go on to Hoboken Public Library's website, hobokenpubliclibrary.org, or go on to Hoboken Public Library's Facebook page to get any updates And you will see the ingredients also for this chana masala recipe on Hoboken Public Library's website. Also, they might be posting it in the comments. If you have any questions, do write in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you cook any of these vegetarian dishes, feel free to share pictures in the comments. Thank you for joining and have a good evening. Bye bye.